I still can't get over the largest reticulated cowrie helmet I found and shared with you last week. If you missed that video, I'll pin it in this video's comments. One of the best shells I have ever found. And because of that find, we'll be on South Hutchinson Island for the next few beach walks. As promised last time, I'm here at Walton Rocks this morning, and let's see what the Atlantic will bless us with this time. Welcome to Florida Beach Walks. I'm Roxanne. Let's go shelling on South Hutchinson Island. It is so hard not to think about reticuli. I have named that reticulated cowrie helmet. Ooh, it's going to be hard to beat that shell, but let's see what's out for us this morning. All right, not as fabulous. It is a caramel tinted cantharus. I'm just like, I can't beat that shell. It's just mind-boggling how large it was. Here's a shark eye, has a predator hole, but it's pretty, so I'll hold on to it. I have so many gastropods that are like my favorite, something that would maintain a favorite for a little while, and then, you choose another one. I just love them all. But I think that reticulated happens to be my favorite. There's a heart hole right in the middle of the umbo, the beginning of the shell of that giant Atlantic cockle. Now here's a banded tulip egg casing, and these look all viable. Still have the liquid in them, and you can see the little red babies floating around in that one. Lots of casings around, and here is a broken lightning whelk. That's actually looks really pretty. At a shell show I saw where someone took like crosses with all these broken shells. This is a pear whelk. Just beautiful, made crosses and reefs, just awesome. Here's a lightning egg casing. I did actually save two, not of those, but of another dry one. Here is a knobbed whelk opening to the right. Lightning whelks open to the left. So I'll show you at the end where I fished out some little lightning whelk babies. All right, a spectral with a predator hole and a jingle. Oh, don't you just love the sound of the shells washing? So pretty. It is a little bit windy out today, so got a little wind noise to contend with. And let's see, what do we snatch up here? We have another tinted cantharus. Ooh, and a lightning petar. All right, it does have a predator hole, but the color saturation on that is just too pretty to leave behind. Let's see, more casings. In our next beach walk, we'll kind of skip around on Hutchinson Island. There was this one section that had so many casings. I've never seen that many casings on the beach. That was very interesting. Let's see, got another broken Atlantic. I did run into a few of those broken. And here is a fossilized knob whelk. Very pretty. Now there is, okay, in the background, you see where the green is. Right in front of that is well, when it's really stormy, it's very scarpy. And at the base of that, a lot of these fossil shells are embedded in that layer. So that one must have got loose from the last storm. And a scotch bonnet. It is missing the tip, but it's so hard to leave a scotch bonnet behind. I usually, shells that are slightly damaged, I'll include those in a 1.5-pound shell bag that I do sell over on Etsy. All right, and here is the bugle cone-shaped crunchy corn. Just kidding. That is a horse conch casing. Looks just like those chips from my youth. I haven't even seen, do they even sell bugles anymore? I don't even know. And here is a yellow prickly cockle. Now, I started collecting a lot of these because I have made these beautiful flowers with them. I just love experimenting with the different types of petals, I could say, to make these shell flowers. And that one is available in my Etsy shop. Here's a mussel, pretty butterfly shape. I can't get over a purple one that I saw. Here's the back side of that on Shell Island once when I was out with Everwater Charters and Tours. And I spy another fossilized shell. Now this, right off the bat, looks like a knobbed whelk to me, but it's opening on the left. And I put it out on social media actually this morning because I was like, is it a knobbed whelk? And very rare to open on the left, but no. Typically the more fossilized ones can like mimic the shape of a knobbed, but it is still considered like a fossilized lightning whelk. But that shape and twist is just like the knobbed. Thank you everyone who responded to my social media post. All right, here's a moonbutt. I spy a little hole, but this is a good size and a nice color. It does have a sizable hole, but I'm gonna hold on to that one. All right, I usually just, gloss right over arc shells, but this one had like really pretty stained orange coloring on the top, so I'm gonna hold on to that one. It has the shape of an incongruous arc. Those are like really thin, but that one was really thick, but maybe it was because it was a larger size. Yay! Always fun. It's a good morning when you find a cowrie. All right, I don't care if it has a little bit of a crack in it. Just gorgeous striping. I believe this one is a juvenile deer cowrie because the measled cowries would already have their spots at that size. That is just fantastic how that swoosh is on the other side of that cowrie. A giant Atlantic cockle, the heart cockle that I can't collect for my shell flower mounts. And another another moon. Let's see if this one is hole free. And it looks like it. All right. And another lightning Venus clam, also known as a lightning pitar, going with more of the scientific name Pitar fulminatus. Here's an itty bitty turkey wing in Delray from the dredge pile and out on the beach. I was finding those as large as the palm of my hand. Calico and a worm to add. All right, let's check out the minis. I see a pink Strigilla, a large Strigilla. Here's a dove, common dove. All right, I'll grab that shellbit and see what other littles we have out here. A tinted cantharus, caramel color. Let's see. Ooh, did I see a coffee bean? I think I saw a coffee bean up there. Okay, that's broken, but it does look like a mini. And here's a marginella. And there go all the minis. You gotta be quick. I was shelling right by the water line. These little ones I started using in a new project that I've tried, these Tealight flowers, and I love how the littles work around the base of this project. And I just mounted it on a large giant bittersweet in the inside there. I just mixed up some Elmer's glue and sand, but don't the littles just look so cute? And thank you to my shell friend Tanya, who gave me a whole bag of these beautiful scallops. These two are my favorite ones, all nice and oiled up. She got them from the New York area, and look at even the back of these shells, look beautiful. Thank you, Tanya. There's a rock snail and another little cute moon. And there's another one, but yeah, a little too chipped. And here is a Florida prickly cockle. Won't collect that. Lacking a little bit of color on that one. I really love the West Coast Florida pricklies. They're just gorgeous. Fantastic. A barnacled calico scallop. And when I do have enough of these, I will make another listing in Etsy. I've sold a few listings with the barnacles on them. Here's a little worm chip worm snail. All white. It's probably like a Florida worm. Those Florida worms could come manila and a solid white color. Yay for the lightning petars. Lightning Venus clam this morning. And here is a caramel king. King's crown. Here's a little drill, a thick lip drill. These are pretty common. Look at that. It's a beautiful hairy Triton. Okay, we got a Cowrie, now we got a hairy Triton. This is amazing. And it still has a little bit of its hair, periostracum, left on it. When alive, those are just covered with fuzzy periostracum. This is so beautiful, and it cleaned up perfect. One of the best hairy Tritons. And here's a chestnut lattice. Only found one of these. Found lots of the tinted cantharus out this time. And here is another tinted cantharus shell. Whoa, this is an even better one. This is in pristine condition. Another common dove. And I use those on that shell candle holder as well. And here's a shiny lettered olive. Always fun to find a pointed shiny olive outside of a dredge area on the East Coast. Let's see, here's a top snail, a little bit dark, and I did get all that staining out with 6% hydrogen peroxide. But that looks more like a jujube-ish to me rather than a sculpture top. Find sculpture tops a lot around here. Here's another pink Strigilla that I didn't miss. I got it before the wave did, and another tinted cantharus. Well, I guess I did clean up on the lightning Venus clams and these little moons. You gotta love itty bitties. That's a perfect little itty bitty. This is great. Ran into a few of these pink Strigillas, these little large Strigillas. What is that, an oxymoron? Beautiful pink kissed calico. Fantastic little finds. Here's a little lightning whelk. At the end, I'll show you how I fished out some of those little tiny, tiny babies. They all fit in a Strigilla. Here's a broad-ribbed cardita that has beading similar to the arc shell that I held onto. Here's a purplish simile. This one's a little faded in color. I have picked these up so pretty purple. It's gorgeous. And they come in an orange variety as well. And another shark eye, of course. Lots of these. And a beautiful calico. That's gorgeous. Yay! Another cute little fake cowrie. These are trivias. The coffee bean trivia. And these stay relatively very small, but even smaller than this and just as cute, there's a spectral bittersweet, is the 4-spot trivia. Those are a little pink and about 4 times smaller. Woo! That is a beautiful color, orange. Great jingle. Orange is the oxygen boosting color for your brain. A spiny slipper snail. All right, I do like the spiny versions of these slippers. All right, got a larger turkey wing and fantastic in color and a keyhole limpet. I'll go with, let's see, maybe cayenne. Cayenne on that one. And a tinted cantharus. Let's see, and another one. A pear whelk, but yeah, did not collect any pear whelks today. Here's another Florida prickly cockle, but I'll hold on to that one because it does have some good texture and a pretty calico and other little tinies, little dove in there. I do have a moon snail in my hand, but it's not smooth like your typical shark eye moon snail. So I believe this one could be a live nautica. They would have that texture and coloring to them. All right, another little coffee bean. Such a fun shell to find. And here's a really saturated Rosey Strigilla, or a large Strigilla. Let's see, we got a coquina and a beautiful chestnut turban. That one has really nice color pattern on that. Very, very beaded and pretty. Another cute itty bitty moon. This one is really pretty with all the color worn away. And a whole angel wing. Yay for the Campeche. A little chipped on the edge, but hey, there's no holes in that. Here's another coffee bean. All the ones that I did find don't have as much texture as I have found, like little pristine ones will have a lot of nice texture to them. Oh wow, here's a Titan acorn barnacle. That's a great size. On that one, a barnacle that lives up to its name. Here are my favorites from this morning, and yay for now over 10,000 subs here on YouTube, and I currently have a giveaway to celebrate over on my website, so be sure to check that out now through May 19, 2026. And a shout out to Megan with Celebrity.com. She donated a few items to my giveaway. Thanks, Megan. And on her site now, she sells a few Sea Lux pieces, her personal jewelry brand, and she'll hold live auction shows on the app Whatnot selling Sea Lux. Megan and her husband Tyler have done a fantastic job with that. And here are all of these shells that I found out on South Hutchinson Island any day where I can find a cowrie and a hairy Triton is a good day. I love this juvenile cowrie. It's just so pretty the way it swooshes right here on the underside, and it is a little bit aged and cracked on the back, but on the front. But I went ahead and just gloss polyurethane that, and I think it turned out really, really pretty. And this is one of the best hairy Tritons now that I do have. That hairy Periostracon just bleached right off. Beautiful, beautiful specimen. Loved all the calicos that I did get with the Titan acorn barnacles on them. I think they're just so pretty like that. Lots of other nice calicos too with the color, little dove snails and a top, and I love the little whelks that I fished out of one of the discs on a larger dried up strand that I found. Some nice tinted cantharus shells and lightning Venus. I got that angel wing and the knobbed whelks. They're dextral, meaning they open to the right like most gastropods are. Some turkey wings, some beautiful shark eyes, and oh, love those coffee beans. Now here's the lightning whelk. These are sinistral openings, so they open to the left, so I guess this is a fossilized lightning whelk and not a rare knobbed whelk like I thought I had. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I leave you with this.